Hey guys, it's Harry. I've just divided some of this this sourdough here, and I'm about to roll it and put it on the trays. This sourdough is going to be used to make pizza crust. So as you can see, small portions, large portions. The small ones, 185 grams. I use those to make a 9-inch pizza. But I've been watching on the YouTube today One Pot Chef, and also I've been watching Man Cave Meals. They both kind of did the same idea, and they made a bacon and cheese bread. So what I'm going to do here, like as you can see, I make bread sometimes with this sourdough bread dough, and that's a lovely bread. Fairly plain, but it has a lovely sourdough flavor. My starter's been going for over a year now. And anyway, we're going to make a bacon cheese bread with my sourdough. And so we're going to use one of the 300 gram pieces, make a relatively small loaf. But because it's just me, I don't need a big loaf, you know? Got to maintain my figure or something like that, right? So we'll get back to you in just a sec. Alright, that's a 300 gram piece of dough, and we're just going to roll that into a ball here. And just like that. I'm going to do that twice, and I'm going to put them down on this Teflon pan liner. These are awesome. As you can see, I'm not using flour on my tabletop. I just use those Teflon pan liners to keep things from sticking, and they're absolutely amazing. You can bake on them. You can do as I do, let your do as I do, and let your bread or your dough proof on them. They're just awesome. They don't stick, and I don't have to have flour all over the place. So I got two 300 gram loaves here. I'm just going to put on a blanket here, let them rise for probably half hour, and then we'll get back to it. Now let's give them 45 minutes. Alright, well, she's going. That means this has been rising for 45 minutes, and I think it's about right. Now this is the first stage in the event that we're going to dust with a little flour, so put some flour down. And look how lovely that comes off the Teflon paper. I definitely can recommend you guys getting one of these. Alright, we're just going to get them nice and floured up. And I got to put the camera down because it's going to use two hands now. She's a beaut. Now this is quite a bit different than the way Man Cave Meals and One Pot Chef have been doing theirs. Like, I'm doing mine with a fairly stiff, regular sourdough bread dough. They kind of made a batter out of theirs, but I'm sure this will still be just as good. So we're going to let those relax for just a few minutes. Alright, well those two are ready to go. We're just going to give them a little squirt with just some water here. That's all. That's just going to help me when I roll for the edges to seal and such. Just going to grab some blend here. And I'm going to try a lot. Just see what a lot does here. There we go. And let's get some bacon on there. This is a locally raised natural smoked bacon, and it's quite tasty. So we'll do this whole two-hand thing again. can't roll this up. There she be. Let's get that on the tray. Make sure you get your seam down nicely. This will try to settle and untwist, of course. All sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah. There you go, that's my version of cheese and bacon bread. We're going to give that, probably a half hour to rise, and then we'll see what to do. Alright guys, it's been about half an hour, and let's see if you guys can watch me do this. There we go. See that? Yep, those are onions. And a little sprinkle on there, and that's about it. There. Those will go in the oven now for about 20 minutes. Alright guys, so they took about 25 minutes to bake. You look at the bottom, perfectly done. This one baked a little wild. This one baked perfectly. That's precisely how I want it to look, with the split, with the guts coming out of it. And these are absolutely delicious. Now, there's one more step we can do, and I think I'll do it on these. Just take some garlic butter and brush some garlic butter on that, if I may. Oh yeah, these look and smell delicious. I'll cut one open once they cool off. Alright guys, well, I've been busy in here, so we're getting back to our bread here, and it has cooled sufficiently. And as usual, we gotta see if we can't work with two hands. So the ends doesn't have much in. I see a bit of cheese, that's all. But as we start getting into it, there it is. Bacon and cheddar loaf, and the center section will have onions on it. And this is just going to be really delicious. I'm not going to taste it and go, it's how awesome, because you guys, that's not fair to you guys. You just can see how good it is. We got the onions. If you look on the edge of the onions there, you can see they're kind of caramelized a bit from the oven. The bacon has some dark edges on it. Cheddar is toasted. So those who know my sourdough already know how delicious the bread itself is. And then we're going to do something like that with it. Yeah. Cheers.